So a few years ago I made a review on the strawberry tree fruit, and that one, the scientific name is Arbutus menziesii. Well, this is a close relative of that. It's the same genus, Arbutus. The species is menziesii. I think that's how you say it. Actually, I have no idea if that's how you say it. Probably saying it wrong. And if you look at these, they actually look a lot like the strawberry tree fruit that I had before, but much smaller. Like the strawberry tree fruit I had before was maybe 3 times as big as this one. And this one, they also are in a very tight cluster. There's like a whole lot of these little fruits here. And these are edible, but not supposed to be super tasty. So we're going to find out what they taste like. But before I go any further, I do want to thank Raymond for sending these to me. Raymond, thank you so much. Raymond has sent me a whole bunch of things that he has foraged out in his neck of the woods of the Pacific Northwest. This is another one that you may see it as an ornamental because, well, they have these very pretty berries, but they also have a very pretty, bell-shaped flower on them. So that's usually how you'll see these. Not normally eaten, however, Native Americans used to eat this. And the way that they would eat it is by taking these and making a juice out of them, like cooking them and making a juice. These are not supposed to be super tasty when you eat them raw, but I'm going to eat it raw just for scientific purposes. I know this is probably not how you normally eat it. Huh. It's not that bad. It is astringent though. It's giving me a little bit of a dry mouth feel. But they're sweet, maybe a little bit less than an apple. I'd say it's like a 4 out of 10 on the sweetness scale. They do taste a little bit like the strawberry tree fruit that I had before. Those had a slight mango-ish apple sort of flavor, if I remember correctly. These ones do not have any tartness to them. There's no really mango-y taste to it or peachy taste or anything the way that the strawberry tree fruit had. This one, just getting a little bit of apple, a little bit herbal tasting. On the inside you can see there's a few quite small seeds. It's just 2 or 3 of these little seeds in there. The one thing about these that is kind of nice compared to the strawberry tree fruit is the texture. These are very firm to the touch. They're not super squishy the way that strawberry tree fruit is. The strawberry tree fruit that I had before, that one had kind of a grittiness to it. This one is not gritty. However, not as palatable fresh. Okay, so I've got my little fruits here, and what Raymond told me to do is I can make a beverage out of this, and you do that by boiling these. There's not a whole lot, so I'm not sure if this is going to work or not, but we'll give it a shot anyway. I just put a very little bit of water in there, just enough to fill this glass, not even. And since we're boiling, I don't want to evaporate all the water, so I'm going to actually put this on a simmer, cover it, and let this sit for 10 minutes. Alright, it's been another 10 minutes, and that is done. That's not going to get any more done than that. I pulverized these things and mushed them up. I got all the juice out. It looks like quite a lot of juice actually came out of it. I did have to add water to it because it kept evaporating off, so if you're going to do this, make sure to keep an eye on it. Alright. Yep, there's a lot of pulp in there. That's totally edible, but would not be really what I would want in a juice. I guess maybe another good use for this would be to throw it in a smoothie or something, or make a jam out of it, because then you would not be throwing so much of it away. There we go. So not a whole lot, but looks fairly concentrated at least. It smells kind of like cider. I'm going to take a little sip of this, see if it needs to be diluted. Yep. That needs water and that needs sugar because that is pretty powerful and very gamey tasting or wild tasting. It definitely tastes like something that was foraged. So it's not necessarily a bad thing, but I do think it needs a little bit of help. That's pretty good. So first I'll give like a description of what I think this tastes like that is relatable, and then a way that's not so relatable. I'm getting a little bit of cherry, a little bit of apple, and a little bit of candy, like a Smarties kind of candy. There's like a little bit of like a dryness to it, like a touch of astringency, but not in a bad way. For me, I relate this to being like amla juice, which when you drink it, it's very dry, but there is something kind of appealing about that. I don't drink myself, but I've heard that wine can have that kind of effect. Like there's a pleasant dryness that it can give you. I think that's probably like more of like what this is like. And it also reminds me of the Cornelian cherry, which I had a long time ago, also foraged, which had like a cherry flavor, a slight creaminess to it, and a very like wild foraged kind of flavor to it. This has that too. There's like a kind of like leafiness to it, or like an herbaceousness to it that is actually kind of nice because it's like it's complex. It's not just like a very clean cherry flavor. There is cherries in there, but there's a whole bunch of other crap in there too that is makes it kind of nice. It makes you feel like you're having something that has layers to it. Dare I say it, I think I like this fruit better than strawberry tree fruit, and that one is much more well known. That one you'll find everywhere, but it's good. And I think that if you have this growing, it would be worth it to pick it and make like a juice out of it, or make like mix it into a lemonade or something. So yeah, if you see this one growing and you have properly identified it, then give it a try, because this is actually really good. So I think that's about it. Thanks again to Raymond for sending me that, and I will see you guys next time. Bye. Hey, before you click out, I want to give a very special shout out to Cody. Cody is a mega patron over on patreon.com. So Cody, thank you so much for your support, and hope you're doing well. Take care. Bye-bye.